Beth and Debbie, thank you so much here in Columbia, South Carolina. A top 15 showdown on the final day of the regular season in the Southeastern Conference between Kentucky and the Gamecocks. And back-to-back buckets early for USC as South Carolina out in front 4-2. The Hall of Famer Carolyn Peck. I am Roy Philpott. And so much to talk about on a day like today. Georgia Amoore, her first shot and now her second. Off the mark on 2 straight threes, and a foul inside goes against Chloe Kitts.
South Carolina has their hands full. They're playing a Kentucky team that is playing with a lot of confidence. Thursday, they completely handled the Lady Vols 82-58. That might have been the most shocking game in the SEC.
Strack off the mark. 4th offensive rebound for the Cats. On the deck, and a jump ball. Arrow favors UK. What a game that was. The 2nd largest win against a ranked foe in Kentucky basketball history over the Lady Vols. And boy, the offense was clicking on all cylinders. Carolyn over 51% from the floor, but the defense was also of the lockdown variety.
But I think, Roy, the most impressive thing, 46 points in the paint for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Another touch for Amoore, and the elbow pass goes out of bounds. Wildcats coming in at 22-5, 11-4 in the SEC. Take a look at the starting 5 for Carolina. Paopao, Fagan, Kitts, Hall, and Johnson. As the 2021 recruiting class was celebrated moments before tip. Chloe Kitts off the mark. Amoore the rebound. The crossover, and Amoore off the glass.
She is special. This senior guard, change of directions, just so unpredictable with the basketball.
Joined in the backcourt by Deja Lawrence, a transfer from Charlotte. And they have been a dynamic duo. Paopao, the mid-range.
South Carolina needs Paopao to get back on track. She had a tough shooting night against Ole Miss. To see one go through early for her has got to bring back that confidence.
2-point game, nearly 3 minutes in. Paopao the steal. High dribble and lays it up and in. It's 8-4.
That was an assist.
Connects. 10-4 Carolina.
The Gamecocks are like piranhas right now. When you're talking about an SEC championship, they are going after it early.
6-0 run in just over 30 seconds. And the 3 is banked in by Tioni Key. So Tioni Key connects, and that makes it a 1-possession game again, and a big shot early.
The post game, when so much is talked about with Kentucky of Georgia Amoore, but the post game of Key, Strack, and then Silva coming in off the bench has made Kentucky a force.
Bree Hall, left side of the lane, rejected. And the Cats come away with it. Amelia has it. Able to give Kentucky possession back. And Amoore, her quickness on full display early. He made the 3 moments ago, just 24% from distance this season. Amoore way more effective, but off the mark, and another offensive rebound.
The hustle plays right now, working in the favor of the Kentucky Wildcats.
Coach, 5 offensive boards already.
Well, in order to compete and stay in the game with South Carolina, that is an area you've got to at least stay close. If you win it, that's a plus, but at least stay close with South Carolina.
Big day in the SEC. Who will win the regular season championship? Will it be South Carolina or Texas? Or will they both share that title? Kitts, a nice move, just off the low block.
Now, coming into this game, only one starter was averaging double figures, and that's Te-Hina Paopao. But after the Ole Miss game, the triple-double put up by Chloe Kitts, 22 points by Saniyya Fagan. That's a great sign for South Carolina.
First triple-double for Carolina in 3 years. Up and under, now outside to Hassett. In and out with a 3. Paopao controls. 1 on 3, and she'll dribble it outside. Here's Johnson. Raven Johnson, the runner. And the rebound controlled by Strack. It was a perfect outing in the win against the Lady Vols for Clara Strack. 11 for 11 from the floor. 23 points, 15 boards.
And she scored in all different areas, in the paint, from the three, getting on the glass, just a little bit of everything from Clara Strike.
And Coach Tiani Key with 7 points, the lead back down to 1.
I think Tiani Key might win the award for most improved player in the country with the transition she has made from how she played at North Carolina to what she's doing at Kentucky this year.
And the production has more than tripled. And a back and forth affair to start here in Columbia. The lead at 1 for Carolina.
Georgia Amoore pushing in.
Seed yet to be determined. Texas and South Carolina can both stake their claim for that #1 seed. With wins today, Texas currently facing off against Florida as we speak over on SEC Network. South Carolina here against Kentucky. If both teams win because they split the season series and because they also ran the table against the rest of their SEC schedule, the champion in terms of who will be the #1 seed will be determined by a coin flip later today. Both teams deemed champions the SEC regular season. But a lot to unpack, and that coin flip will take place at halftime of the upcoming Ole Miss LSU game with Commissioner Greg Sankey. Joyce Edwards checks in. She's off the mark. A full sprint down the court. Gamecocks get it back.
South Carolina has gone to their reserves. 3 have subbed in. They will keep fresh legs on the floor. Kentucky has done that as well, but they don't have the depth of South Carolina. But it really didn't matter for Kentucky when that game against Tennessee.
Gamecocks start 7 of 11 from the floor. Tessa Johnson off the bench connects with a mid-range. South Carolina leads the planet in terms of bench production this year. Deja Lawrence rejected out of bounds by Malaysia Fulwiley. Oh, the athleticism.
Malaysia Fulwiley, the sophomore. She has got springs in her legs. Look how high she gets up. That is amazing.
Kentucky gets it back. Lexi Blue on the floor for the first time. The three-pointer by Lawrence is off the mark. Gamecocks bench actually outscoring the starters this season. Only D1 team where that is the case.
Well, the 2 leading scorers coming off the bench for South Carolina, and Joyce Edwards and Malaysia Fulwiley.
And Joyce Edwards methodically, as she's gone through her freshman campaign, getting better by the minute. Lawrence off the bounce, the pump fake, and the free throw jumper no good. Raven Johnson taps it out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with 2:13 to go in the quarter.
You're talking about Joyce Edwards, number 8 in white for South Carolina, getting better. And Dawn said she carries over how she operates in the classroom to how she carries that over onto the court. She has good habits. She sets priorities, and she has the discipline to do what she needs to in order to be successful, both on and off the court.
Laura Silva on the floor for the first time. Amoore lost it. Regrouped in time to get off a shot, and now it's stolen back by UK. Amoore the lob. And Silva inside, no. Was bothered by Fagan. Here come the Gamecocks.
There's just a little bit of a difference between a freshman and a sophomore. Silva, the freshman, Sanaya Fagan, the senior. Look, she's been there, done that.
Edwards again, another touch, and the block by Key. Fulwiley for 3. Lexi Blue grabs the board.
Look, it's going to be a battle on the glass. Kentucky right now out-rebounding South Carolina 11-7.
And on the offensive glass, Cats have been dominant so far. Amoore shows it. Now to Silva. Lawrence again from downtown. This time connects. We're tied at 14. Now the transfer from Charlotte, when Kenny Brooks brought her to Lexington, he said it felt like she averaged about 100 points per game.
I had talked to Georgia Amoore about Deja Lawrence, and she described her as a sniper.
It's a great description. Mid-range is there. Gamecocks back in front. High energy start, a great pace here in the SEC in the final day of the regular season. Key from downtown again, and wide left.
I love the pace of this game. Both teams playing free, looking for their shot, and the defenses are locked in.
Pats with a chance to go 2 for 1. Full Wiley, she'll practice those reverse layups, the insane finishes. She specializes in that department.
Now coming into the Ole Miss game and over the last few games, she was shooting 60% because she was finishing those layups.
Gamecocks with the lead. Johnson left wide open. That's a 3! Tessa Johnson from downtown. Shot clock is off. Here's Lawrence. And a flurry at the end of the first, a 7-0 run to give the Gamecocks the advantage.
We talked about the strength of South Carolina is their bench. Well, you have Malaysia full.